Hello people on the beautiful day. Yeah. Hope your five senses work. Life, live it. What's up, Steam Deck universe? Steam Deck mob? Steam Deck tribe and squad? What's up with it? So, Valve is in the news. Excellent. Look, video game news is like real estate. You gotta maintain some relevancy in this game business. And you gotta stay in the news all the time, so you can compete with the big cats. You know what I mean? We're talking Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. So to stay relevant in the video game business, you gotta be in the news at all time every week. You know what I'm saying? So video game news is like real estate. You know what I'm saying? And you learned that from me, Professor Chris. Anyway, let's do this. What do we got here? So Valve had a lawsuit, and it got dismissed. All right. Says here, Valve antitrust lawsuit against wait a minute. English. Antitrust lawsuit against Valve is dismissed. Anyway, a class action lawsuit filed by Wolfire Games against Valve alleging Steam monopolistic dominance of the PC marketplace is dismissed. So it says here, antitrust lawsuit have garnered a lot of attention over the past year as Epic Games court case against both Apple Store and Google Play shall progress. Success has been limited for Epic Games. However, providing a monopoly is no simple matter. Even Epic ounce of success against Apple, however, is significant in comparison to the now concluded case against Valve and Steam, filed by the Wolf Games judge John C. Corner recently dismissed the case. The Wolfire Games antitrust lawsuit came to a conclusion on Friday when the judge proceeding over the Valve motion to dismiss, though with a footnote in his dismissal, Judge Corhinor explained the antitrust claim must allege 4 key points. One of these points is an alleged injury to the plaintiff, who is in the case, who is Wolfire. The judge states that Wolfire doesn't adequately articulate sufficient facts alleging injuries. As such, the case hasn't established a claim upon which relief can be granted, and the judge has no choice but to dismiss. Keep going here. It says Wolfire does allege injuries to itself as a part of its class action complaint, but Judge Corhinor found no merit in its claims. Referring to Steam fees, the judge notes Valve has used the same 30% fee since 2001, when the digital distribution was in fledgling state. In other words, Valve fees aren't shown to be an effort to expressing monopoly control over the market. Wolfire also alleged Valve action result in lower output and quality of games. Valve, however, was able to show how the numbers of games released on Steam has increased constantly. The judge notably doesn't comment on the game's quality. Okay, I think one more paragraph here. Let's hear. It says here, one more important additional detail is that the judge Corhinor does not dismiss the case with prejudice. He gives leaves for Wolfire to file an amended complaint in the future, as long as it's addressed the issues that are discussed in the dismissal. Wolfire only has 30 days beyond November 19th to refile. However, Wolfire case, like Epic against Apple, alleged that Valve had established an anti-competitive marketplace with Steam. Valve allegedly uses anti-competitive practices to maintain dominance in the market space, allowing it to force game publishers to pay super competitive super competitive fees. Then it says here, while Wolfire will be able to refile its case against Valve if it chooses, it's clearly has an uphill battle in front of it. When a U.S. court didn't rule in Epic's favor against Apple, outside of a relatively small aspect of the case, it shows that providing monopolistic practices in digital economy is no simple matter. And Epic versus Apple was regarding mobile devices, where there is much less competition than among PC storefront. Suffice to say, Valve fees on Steam seems unlikely to change. And that is that. Yeah. No. Someone told me, someone told me, know your argument when you go in the courtroom. So when it comes to court cases, whether it's antitrust or not, you have to know your argument before you go in the courtroom, and you got to show proof. You got to show concrete evidence and concrete proof. In cases, it's not just putting on a suit and tie and then going in front of a judge and just sitting there. You got to know your argument, and you got to prove out the points. You got to show facts. You got to prove out the points, and then you got to show your facts. And that's why most court cases, get dismissed, because they don't provide evidence. They don't show the points. They don't show the facts, and they don't have an argument. So Wolfire lost this case because of those 4 points. Valve has been in the game industry Steam has been in the game industry for years. So they don't have a monopoly on the on PC games. They really don't, because game players like myself or anybody, we have the choice to use Steam or not. We can buy the game physically and install it on a desktop and play it, or we can go to Steam and buy it. So we, as a PC game player, you have choices. You got choices. It's not like you're just limited to one choice. It's Steam or else. No, you can use Steam, or you can just buy the game physically wherever they sell computer games at. Whether it's Best Buy's, probably Amazon, or any game store that sell PC games. Computer store that sell PC games. So you do have choices in the matter. So when it comes to lawsuits, man, you got to have evidence. You got to have facts, and you got to prove. You got to show points. They call it points of emphasis. You got to show points of emphasis before you can sit in front of a judge. So it's more than just putting on a suit and tie and going in the courtroom. You got to know your argument before you step into that arena. And that's where most people lose their cases. Lose their cases. So Wolf Games right now got an uphill battle right now. And the best way for them right now, it's not like they can go to Steam now and try to put their games on Steam. They can't do that anymore. The best way for them right now is probably put games on console and probably put games on mobile devices and go from there, or probably like the Switch or something, so they can like maintain some relevancy in this game business, in this video game industry. So that's the battle they face right now. To lose that battle in court is one thing. So now you can't. Your way of putting games on like PCs, you're down to one now. You can make the game physically, or you got Game Pass you can go to. Then there is mobile games. Then there's Apple. Then there's Sony. Then there's Nintendo. So They still got options on the table, but this was a huge loss. A huge loss to them. You know, when you go in the courtroom, man, you got to know your argument. You got to, and you got to show points. You got to show points. Everything. You know, and then go from there. But this right now was pretty. Was a huge loss on their part, you know, because you're taking on Steam, and Steam is well known. So if you're going to go up against a company like that, you better have your, what they say, have your ducks in order, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So, and then go from there, you know. But anyway, what I'm gonna do is this: I'm gonna leave a link in the description box with this article. Hope y'all enjoy the video. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still a Star Wars and Star Trek fan, or Dark Side. Go. Peace. Leave a comment.